คุณยังขอให้คุณมาอยู่กับผม
Let's start with the video. Chapter 74. Summary. Joe was chatting to Ying on the phone when he heard arguments from Tong's room. Soon, Ming returned looking unsightly. Joe reminded Ying of a few things and hung up the phone, not interested in Ming's dispute. He then noticed the first film he had worked on as Tong's stuntman was on TV. As Joe watched, he remembered how more than half of Tong's stunning fighting scenes were done by him, including the most beautiful scene where the hero went into the water. However, Joe didn't promote himself when the movie became a hit, feeling it would be wrong. Now, seeing Ming silently watching the TV, Joe revealed that the hero was not Tong but a stuntman. Ming reacted extremely, trembling as he realized the person he had fallen in love with at first sight was not Tong but a stuntman. Ming then called Tong's assistant to confirm if a stuntman was used in the movie. Tong's assistant honestly admitted that a stuntman was used, and it was Joe. The phone slipped from Ming's hand and he felt a burst of gloomy darkness consume him. He realized he had been wrong from the beginning, treating Joe as Tong's substitute. Ming was in so much pain that he wanted to die, feeling he had hurt the person he loved most. Ming then staggered out of the hotel, and Joe, concerned, ran after him, not understanding why Ming had such a huge reaction. Joe found Ming outside, shivering in his pajamas, and brought him back to the room. If you like this kind of video and want more videos, then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Only 6.3% of you had subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe, it will motivate me to make more videos like this. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. Let's continue with the video. Chapter 75. Summary. Joe searched for Ming in the village after he learned that Ming went out wearing pajamas. He met a couple who informed him that someone had entered the mountains. Fearing for Ming's safety, Joe ran towards the mountains and called out for him. After searching for some time, he couldn't find Ming and decided to return to the hotel. Suddenly, an earthquake occurred, and Joe panicked. He quickly made his way out of the woods and saw a figure in the distance. It was Ming, who appeared dazed and confused. Joe scolded Ming for his reckless behavior and wrapped him in his coat. Ming embraced Joe tightly, and Joe felt a surge of emotions. Ming then fell asleep in Joe's arms, leaving Joe to carry him out of the woods. When they reached the village, the crew members were relieved to see them. Tong checked on Ming and scolded Joe for taking him out in the middle of the night. Joe defended himself, and Tong was taken aback by his audacity. The bystanders speculated about Joe and Ming's relationship, and Joe felt isolated. He sat alone, watching the crew members help Ming. Tong's anxious expression was glaring, and Joe felt a mix of emotions. Joe's night was filled with worry and panic, but he remained calm and composed. Don't forget to share this video on Facebook and Telegram chat groups, and comment your thoughts about the series. Chapter 76. Summary. The village suffered minor damages from a low-magnitude earthquake, but the villagers were more concerned about being isolated from the outside world. Joe, exhausted from filming, fell asleep after setting up bedding outside. The next day he returned to his hotel room to find Ming lying on the bed, and Tong, who told him to leave. Joe knew his place and left without argument. He watched the news, which reported the earthquake's epicenter in the mountainous area between Lampang and Chiang Mai. The earthquake had no major casualties or property losses, and experts predicted small aftershocks for the next 2 to 3 days. Joe called Ying to inform her of his safety and went back to sleep. The village returned to order in the afternoon, and Joe filmed some content. Ming stayed in his room for a few days, and Joe felt like he was reliving his past mistakes. He became anxious, fearing death and the repetition of his previous life's mistakes. 2 days later, Joe saw Ming, who had few scenes left to film. They would leave the next day, while the others stayed to complete the mountain scenes. That night, Joe received a call from Ming's room asking him to come over. Ming looked pale and sick, asking why Joe was sure a stuntman was used in Tong's movie. Joe couldn't reveal the truth, only mentioning rumors and similarities between him and the other Joe. Ming accused Joe of being untruthful and demanded to know why he and older Joe have so many similarities. Thank you for watching. If you want to read the novel, then visit patreon.com/blspoilers. The link will be in the description. Special thanks to my legendary supporters: Melanie Harris, Kiara Russell, Rebecca Ann, Brian Stargell, Chelsea 212, Suzanne 233, Tamara Coomer, Ems T, Maria Lalbachan, Sharon Fong, Martina Bokankova, S. Armstrong, P. Pri Ed.